All right, this little feller, let's work on it again. We've tried to fix this tire for like 15 different times, and I always end up needing the jack for something else. So today's the day. We're gonna take this tire off, we'll clean up the rim inside and do whatever, and we're gonna get started right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rouse the Holler Man. This here 1250A we bought has got some sadness, but the first thing we have to do before we can tackle any sadness, geez, it's getting windy. Might have to go get a coat first, but the first thing we need to do is make sure it's up on 4 wheels, and it's not doing that thing right now. So we're going to take this tire off, which is a beautiful tire. Look at all the meat that's left on it. We'll take that off of there. We will clean up and paint inside of the rim appropriately as we find necessary, and then hopefully we can put that there tube in it and live our happy lives. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go get the jack and get the air compressor running, and we will see what we can accomplish. Okay, step one, air this back up so that we can then immediately let the air out of it. But we need it up as high as we can so we can get the jack under it. And then we'll go from there. Probably getting pretty close. Oh yeah. Get under there. Get under there. Get under there. Get under there. See if that'll do the thing I want it to do. Maybe. I don't think we're on our block very square, but that's okay. Safety is a 4-letter word anyway. I would say that'll do us. Oh, friends. Is our valve stem hole gonna be solid enough to play ball one more time? I certainly hope so. I don't think this has fluid in it, but oh, this style isn't even gonna, that's not even removable. So we just got to take the core out of it and then hope for the best. So, but I'm hoping this is solid enough to go one more time. I've seen worse. Ugh. Come on. Boy, that wind. It ain't no fun, friend. Sure. There's Buddy the dog over there. Buddy the dog, what are you doing? Why don't you come over here and talk to us? What? You don't like that sound, do you? That's okay. It won't hurt you. Well, huh? Got some cockleburrs on you. Or something. What is that? Yeah. Well, if you're gonna walk away that far, I can't really help you very much, can I? Oh, I know you probably don't like that, but oh well. He's got a lot going on. We're up off the ground now, and we got to remember how this works. I think that's the size. Is it the next size down? I can't remember. I think it's just wore from, yeah, from the hammering. Well, now the question remains how to get you a view of what's happening. Let's try that. Sure. Lots of crusties. There. Come on. Now we got to do the back side, which is a trick with it on the tractor, but can we get enough in here? I don't know. Well, this tractor's so small, it's kind of a problem. Let's see here. Oh, we're getting to where we're going to probably have to put a rope in this tool pretty soon. It's self-destructing. Come on. Go one more time. Come on. Yep, that's what I figured. Well, one thing about the little buddy, every so often you'll shear the roll pin. You're not supposed to use it with an impact, but I would not use it without an impact. So we got to go find a roll pin and then we can get going again. You still there? It's fun when you gotta repair the tools before you can use the tools. Let's get this up there where we can see it. Okay. Let's put our foot under it. Get out of there. That's part of it. Okay. Now, the other cute thing I've discovered on this once before was that it's not well, or I don't know that it's perfectly centered. And this doesn't look like this is the right size. Roll pin. But that's all I got. That looks like it should go. Well, Knudsen. Oh, that's not the problem. The problem is this one. Could have waited one more and just worked one more, and then you could have broke. We'd have been done. There we go. You didn't get a lot of that, but oh my gosh. We're getting there, friends. I'm kind of under the weather. And Craig, who was here last weekend, he called. He's under the weather, so I think we're going to blame this one on Moline Dan. I don't know. If he brought the Michigan measles with him or something, I don't know. Come on, baby doll, why aren't you breaking loose? I think it would break loose if a guy would just air pressure it. That. All right. That should have been the hardest part of the whole affair. We should be able to get this off of here relatively easily. I need to get my other bar though in order to do that. No wonder we had such trouble. They were running tubeless tires. That just don't do it for me, friends. That's something. Oh, friends, that tire gave me fits to get it off of there. I think this is the first time I've ever run across a tubeless rear tire on one of these things I've drug home. And this poor tire, although it's got a lot of meat on it, it's also had a lot of terrible things happen to it. There are plugs all over it. So obviously putting a well, it's a tube type tire and not putting a tube in it probably was a constant source of frustration for this guy. So we need to now clean this up good, because I'm not putting a tube in something like this. Lots of rust on the bead, really. So we'll clean it up, we'll gloss black it, and then we'll be able to put our tube on, or a new tire, or tire and tube. But yeah, we gotta get that cleaned up better. So that's boring. We won't record that. I'll get it cleaned up and bring you back later. All right, well, that's cleaned up and ready to paint. So I think I'll run into town and grab a quart of paint and some better brushes, because I don't know, I buy so much of that stuff and then forget where I put it or whatever. So I'll just buy new and we'll have that done. And also I need to go to town to get the fuel filters I ordered, and then maybe we can go ahead and slap that back on and at least start it today and hear it run. We won't be able to put the tire back on because it'll be wet paint, but I'm hoping that, you know, we can keep making a little bit of progress here, because if it's up on 4 wheels and it runs, then the only thing left to do is going to be the clutch, when we have to put the clutch in it. I also have a tube for this tire, which was flat almost immediately. I see it's also tubeless, so that explains that. So we get the vacuum back together, then I guess we'll work on this side tires, put a tube in that one, and then that one we need to do the flippy flop thing and figure out how we can put it on there the right way, because that being backwards breaks my brain like that. See how the center's flipped in and out? So what I can do, like I said, maybe is we might be able to just take the spin outs off and flip it all around. Just flip the center is what I'm saying, if that makes sense. We'll see how that works, but yeah, it's coming along, friends. It's coming along. All right, we're back from town, and then somebody drove in behind me, so had to talk to them a while. But I think we're ready to give this a shot. Like I said, if I'd looked around here, I'd probably produce most of a can of this and some paint brushes, but it's just easier to go buy new. It's also getting more windy, so I don't know how that's going to work for you and filming. Also, you're in the direct sunlight, which the GoPro doesn't usually like. And whatever. All right. If we do this right, we'll dump this all over us. That's always nice. Let's get the paint off the lid. Because if we don't, we just waste it, you know. At least that's how I feel about it. Set that aside. This is riveting footage, watching somebody paint a wheel. But as previously stated, gloss black, friends. It's about the toughest paint out there. So it will last a long time and keep rust from re-happening. And I like to paint it on with a brush because you can get a nice thick coat. And then that will help you even more. It also dries fairly fast, so that's another positive too. just go ahead and take that other tire off, just so I know it'll be all nice and pretty like this inside. But all right, we will let that dry and sit here and do its thing, and we will go on to this again and see if we can make this thing better than it was. So let me go clean my paintbrush and then we'll do that thing. All right, now back to this, which we started in another video, and then sadness happened, and then we didn't get any farther. But basically, what we got to do here is take this all off of there, because it's obviously not the right thing anymore. We got our new one all cleaned up and we're gonna try it. It's not very good. It actually needs a little bit of brake cleaning done before we put it on, but we're gonna try it because we're not out anything if it doesn't work other than time. We're also going to have to come up with, and that may be where that other one that was broken on the other tractor might come in handy, but we're going to need another plug for one hole, and I'm pretty sure that one's messed up because it looks like it's been, who knows whatted. JB Weld and other assorted sadness. So anyway, come off of there. There we go. Gonna hope we can get this anyway. It should come off of there. All right. Let's try not to lose the copper washers. I would say, after thinking about it, I bet that's what the guy did here when he broke it. I bet he took that out for some reason. It like took this off, he lost the copper washer, and when he tried to put it in without that, he forced it in there and it busted. So lovely. Okay, I need to save this for just a minute. We'll need the banjo bolt and the 2 copper washers. We don't need the hose of sadness, because that's going to go. Where did I put the new one? I lost it already. All right, that one's gonna go there. Oh, we might already be out something. Okay, I was right. There is a difference in these. I thought I even tried this a while ago, or yet the other day, but it's very obvious that this does not fit. Well, son of a Knutson. I thought we had her licked, but I was right all along. There is a difference in these heads, and this one is not right. This is for that other kind, but I don't understand how I screwed in something and got it to work. That's kind of bizarro. So I guess we'll table this again. Now it's disabled, but we could put it back on, I suppose, so as not to mess it up. That really blows. I really thought that I had her figured out there, but all right, see there, I lost the copper. I wonder what I put on there the other day to think it was the same. I screwed a banjo bolt in it and it seemed like it worked. But now today I screw a banjo bolt in and it doesn't work. So what am I doing wrong? Let me grab that pile of stuff that was on the hood and see if I can figure out what. See, these are those, and they are smaller. Okay. Well, Knutson, friends. So I gotta find me a Fiat style something or other. And the absolute only reason I need to do that is so that I could put it back with the nice factory lines. That's the only thing that's bothering me here. See, it would run all day like it was, but it doesn't have, I don't like the lines just being cobbled up all over the place. And this nice new one is obviously too short to go to the other side. It was made to go from here to there. So, darn, foiled again, friends. Every time I think we got us something that's gonna work out in life, something sad happens. And so there we go. All right, I looked on the amazing internet machine and I got one of these ordered that's supposed to have M14 ports, and I believe that's what we've got here, because then it also shows the other style, which is obviously cheaper because that's not the one I need, but it has this size ports, and this is more like what was on that Alice, where you jam the little rubber grommets down in there and go. So anyway, that's what we've learned here, is that I was right the first time. There are two different styles. Some of them have metric or bigger size ports, I guess is the moral of the story. They're probably all metric threads, but you got to know what you got, and we'll see when it gets here. I like the idea that it's brand new, so there's no contamination going to be in it, but M14, who knew? So that's what they took on the little Fiats, I guess. But we will let this dry. I'm sure it's going to be covered with crap now that wind is blowing, but that's okay. We'll just call this video here no matter what footage we got. We're on the right track. We're making progress. My plan is to get this done enough, like I said, where it's on 4 good rolling tires. We'll change out those tie rods and we will get it all ready to go, minus the fact that it needs a clutch. And then when we get done with that guy's 550, we're going to push this in there and split it and put a clutch in it right away, because this is basically a usable tractor if it had a clutch. Then that's the only thing that's going to be hindering it from use, so it might as well move closer to the head of the line. We get that clutch put in it and all of life is grand, you see, and then we'll have another usable tractor. My plan, like I said, was to put that finish mower on this and use it because it's small and narrow and we can get it places. So that's our plan, and we'll just have to wait and see what we can do. Again, now the phone is ringing, so we will leave it there and I'll see you in the next one. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well, then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. And that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.